Hey guys, so today you join me at the Lexus showroom in Kiara Damansara. We're going to check out the new updated Lexus NX with a whole lot of safety features, new colors, new interior schemes. We're going to be driving to Port Dickson and I'm going to be updating you along the way with what's new in the car. So we've just arrived at our first stop en route to Port Dickson. I didn't get to drive the car previously. I was sitting in the back to try out how the car feels, how it rides, because obviously I've never been in a Lexus NX before. And I must say, quite impressive. We were on the Lata highway doing a very high speed. From the back seat, at that speed, honestly, in terms of ride comfort, I would say is fitting of a Lexus. Although I wish that cabin insulation was a little better though. The car you see over there, it's a new color. It's called Blazing Glenillion. Yeah, Blazing Glenillion. That's what it's called. What do you think? Changes to the exterior may be in the finer details, but what a dramatic effect it has had. The new LED headlamp design housing a triple LED fixture just invites a closer look, while the rear tail lights, which have been stretched inwards, are just mesmerizing to look at. To stay relevant, the NX now also gets a hands-free boot access feature. Alright, so as I was saying earlier, I was sitting in the back seat to check out the ride comfort and all, and this caught my attention, man. I was really impressed by this. Check it out, huh? Oh, how cool is that? That is very Lexus. From now on, all SUVs should come with this. This sets the standards, man. Alright guys, so my first time ever in a Lexus NX. This is the updated one. So it's got a new exterior color. The interior trims are a little different. The exterior now comes with the dynamic sequential indicators. You also get the hands-free power boot. But the more profound addition to this car is the suite of driver assistance systems. So you got all the blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert, dynamic radar cruise control, lane change assist, and a whole lot more. Do read about it in the article. Link is below in the description. First impression, man. Upon getting into the driver's seat, the first thing I noticed is how comfortable these front seats are. The same can't be said about the back. I noticed somehow you feel a lot more of the vibrations at the back. I wouldn't say it's unpleasant, but it could be better by Lexus standards. In terms of the curvature of the seat, even the softness of the padding, it's noticeably different from at the front and being at the back. Yeah, so something to take note there. I absolutely love these ventilated seats. It's like having someone fanning you for the entire drive, with cool air. There are, however, sacrifices in the new model. For what you gain, you do lose out in the form of a Mark Levinson sound system and a panoramic glass roof. Negligible if you ask me. So if it appears a little dark, I'm very sorry because it's about 6:30 now and I just had a chance to drive the car. Coming out of the junction earlier, man, to the main road, from the resort to the main road, the first thing I noticed is how naturally aspirated the car feels like. There is a very obvious absence in turbo lag because this car is turbocharged. It's 2-litre turbocharged, 4-cylinder. So it compared to the X3 is a little down on power. I think something like 20 horsepower less. Compared to the GLC, it's got about 20 horsepower more. Torque is at about 235. This car's got about 235 horsepower, 350 Newton meters of torque. And from where I'm sitting, man, it feels like, you know, a 3-litre or 3.5-litre NA engine. Like the way the car accelerates reminds me a lot of the Harrier, the one that UMW brought in. You do not feel the turbo lag as well at all. The acceleration, the throttle response is as instant as I have ever felt it to be in a turbocharged vehicle. Very impressive actually, and it just pulls all the way to the red line. Very impressive actually. I love the way the car accelerates. It doesn't fizzle out as well in the higher rev ranges. Yeah, I really like how it feels behind here. It's very different from your BMW, from your Mercedes, very obviously. But I wouldn't say that it's any less luxurious. It has its own appeal, man. You know, Mercedes is all about flair, flamboyance, you know. It's very shiny, very sparkly. BMW is more subdued, you know, a very calm, very relaxed interior. This one is a very nice balance between both. You have, like, you know, your aluminium trims, but then at the same time there is a very nice mix of metal and gloss surfaces. It isn't any less luxurious at all. Trust me, if you've ever been in a Lexus, whether it's a sedan or their SUVs, you would know what I'm talking about. And the steering, man, you know, resembles very closely to the LFA, so it's definitely a plus. So I'm just driving along the main road, along the Port Dickson beach. A lot of traffic and all. From, you know, your regular driver's point of view, it's actually quite easy to see out of. You know, I'm seated in my usual driving position. It's easy to look out ahead, to the side, you know, especially with these side mirrors. We look on the sitting on the door. At the back, yeah, very clear visibility of the back. It's a very nice place to be, if I'm honest. I like how all the controls are within reach as well. I mean, granted, I may have longer limbs than usual, but I'm actually seated quite far back because, you know, I have long legs, right? So it's still quite easy to reach, and it's not cluttered. You know everywhere everything is. You know, aircon controls are here. You have your CD player over here. Your drive control. I really like how the drive control bezel or rotary dial feels. It's a very expensive feel to it, and then you have your touchpad here. Obviously, not exactly a big fan of it. If you ask me, I prefer rotary dials. They're just easier to get around. But hey, that's how it is. So there are two variants, the Urban and the Premium. The Urban has more sort of aluminium leather trim, and then the Premium you get sort of wood and leather. So you get to choose how you want your interior to look like over there. And these two different variants also come with different types of leather. I suppose it will both feel really nice and comfortable. I can see why GC likes his RX so much, man. I mean, they're not exactly the most dynamic car to drive. I mean, I would never put this ahead of the BMW X3, but it's just a really nice place to be. Like, if this were a house, this is the kind of house that I want to come back to after a long day. You know, it feels very peaceful, very quiet, very plush in here. You know where everything is. You know, you can just come back and kick back. Brilliant. There's this other thing I noticed about being in here for, you know, the short time that I have, is the way the interior is designed and the way they sort of put everything together. There is nothing that sort of stands out, making you wonder why it's there, why did they do this. And the fitment, man, the fit and finish, second to none. You know, it's right up there with all the premium continental European cars. The fit and finish is just near perfect, and you know, I guess that's just what Lexus pride themselves on, you know, the whole craftsmanship thing. And you do see it, man. You know, it's highly reflective in all the trims and materials and buttons that you see in this cabin. It's, like I said, a really, really nice place to be. And why you would choose this other than a GLC or a BMW X3, to be honest, you really don't have a substantial reason to shy away from this option. You know, if you're looking for something in that price bracket, something of this size, I really urge you to have a look at this NX. It's a very, very eager engine. I just love the way it delivers performance. It feels like a really strong NE engine. And the brakes, man, very progressive, very easy to modulate. The car feels very fluid, very in sync. It doesn't feel like the throttle, the brakes, the steering, or the engine. They all have a mind of its own and they're not cooperating together. So, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna be a badge snob and ignore the quality craftsmanship and go for a badge that is more recognizable? Or are you actually going to keep an open mind and perhaps explore